As long as it's just a word, it's not enough. Can it be known? Can the root be known right now?
Yes.
Just to understand very little, or experience the nature of a root at a time. And this is a teaching of the Buddha. Because it's so deep, so very subtle, it takes time to understand the word a little more, until you understand the meaning of it, until you understand that it's right here and now, but it's not known because the understanding is not enough. We have to learn more. How many realities are there? We just heard about citta, the chief of experiencing what is there appearing right now. What appears is different colors, different shape and form. What about the reality which sees it just one reality at a time, before it can be the rose or the bottle or the table? Just learn about what is taken for I, or living being, the ant, the elephant, deva. The truth is that it's just that which experiences the object, which is seen or heard or smelled or touched right now. What is the truth of that which experiences an object? See, just one moment.
And we've heard before about how each citta is pandara, pure, but when it arises with akusala cittas, with wholesome, unwholesome roots, then it's tainted, and the other akusala chaitasikas are also conditioned by those unwholesome roots. So Hetupachya is given as the first root because it's very important root. So at those moments when akusala cittas arise, the unwholesome roots that you've mentioned, alobha, adosa, amoha, they, one or two or three, they taint the citta, they taint the other chaitasikas. If there is no adosa, if there is no dosa root, no anger, no irritation, no disturbance. If there is no lobha root, no clinging, no expectation, no trying to get result. If there is no moha root, then no akusala at all. Only the arahat has no more moha root, no more moha arising. And the same with the kusala roots. If there is no alobha and adosa, no kusala of any kind can arise. The other wholesome chaitasikas cannot arise at all without those roots of alobha and adosa. And without amoha, without panya, nothing can be understood at all. So at wholesome moments, 2 or 3 roots are there, but without amoha, whatever is heard cannot be understood. So they play an important role, conditioning the citta and the other chaitasikas that arise at those moments. Nothing to do with the roots of the tree.
Yes, thank you, Sarah and Ajahn. I just think that when Ajahn asked is there root now? So at that moment, I try reflecting what happened in my mind, that there's some akusala there. So that's why I just, at that moment, I just focus and remember about the akusala root. And exactly at that time, exactly
At that moment, when Ajahn just says, are the roots now? Because like you say, maybe there's some disturbance. So the answer is just yes. Finish. Short answer. Yes.
When she asked what is a root there, so I think that at that moment is like akusala root,
Yes.
because in my mind it's like that. So
yes. So at that moment, because one's a little disturbed, so the roots of dosa and moha, two roots there at that moment. So yes. So it's here and now, because she's trying to lead you to understand it's not just some theory in the book to be memorized. It's here and now. So at the moment of being disturbed because one is being questioned and one's uncomfortable. So yes, this is the time to understand the roots. This is the time to understand the roots of dosa and moha are there at this very moment, not in the book, not out there, not in other people, but here and now, at a moment of wise considering, are the roots? Yes. Must be aloba, adosa, and if it's wise considering, amoha. So yes, it's here and now for a moment and then gone. At the moment of seeing now, are the roots?
no.
No, finish. Yeah. So simple answer. One doesn't need to think a long story, just simple root, simple answer to just understand what is here and now.
Yes, thank you, Zara. Yeah.
But if we are to give our answer otherwise than from the book, then, as Lee says, it needs time to consider. And even then, as far as seeing is concerned, would we know there are no roots with the moment of seeing if it were not for the book knowledge? So it's a mixture of what we've heard and what can be experienced and known.
Another topic at the end of the discussion yesterday, Riti had a question which he felt that maybe it's just for the Vietnamese, but I said, no, you're very welcome to bring up your question. So would you like to introduce your topic? And we have a chance to discuss it here.
Yeah, actually just want to hear more about Kaya Katasati and Kaya Nupassana Satipatthana. Yeah, especially from Jonathan or Sarah as well. Yeah, that's it.
First one,
Kaya Katasati.
Kaya Katasati.
And another one is Kaya Nupassana Satipatthana.
So first of all, what is Kaya? Because it's a word that is easily misunderstood. People hear Kaya and they just think of body. What is Kaya now?
How can you put it? In Prachum. Maybe just this is the language which should I put
For themselves rather than to have their friends trying to help.
I don't know how to put the word in that, but I understand it in Thai.
If you understand it and your English is good, then you can explain it. Please explain in your own words.
It's not. How can I choose the language to put? No.
No need to have Google to help. Gunnapa, his English is good. The problem is not the language.
Yeah, but I want exactly word that the meaning. Yeah, it's like it's not really meeting, right? It's a meeting. Yes.
Kaya now.
Yes.
What kind of kaya is there now?
It's yes. Can hairs and
Are kaya realities?
yes.
Is hair reality?
Hair. It's just hairs, but
Is it a reality?
it's not reality.
No. So when we're talking about kaya, we're talking about realities now. So I said, are the kaya now? So what are the realities that are kaya now? Because otherwise we talk about kaya anupasati, satipatthana, kaya gat, but if we don't understand what kaya is, then I don't think we can discuss more complicated details. We've just been talking, for example, about roots and different Chaitasikas arising with Chitta. Can the Chaitasikas be kaya?
Cetasika.
Yes, can they be kaya?
No.
Why not?
This talking about the rupa. I think talking about rupa now.
So put away the telephone because it's not helping.
No,
I
So
think there
the-
are many different contexts for Gaia.
Yes.
So perhaps it'd be helpful just to start with the usual translation for Gaia and go from there.
So the Gaia refers to the group or body of realities that arise together. So the Chaitasikas is one kaya, one kind of kaya. So, for example, someone mentioned, if we read about Chitta Passaddhi or Kaya Passaddhi, two kinds of calm, it's referring to calm of Chitta or calm of Kaya. What is the Kaya in this context?
Yeah, but it's this context is I
We're learning about what Kaya is. So in the context of Kaya Passaddhi, two kinds of Passaddhi or calm, because we've talked a lot about calm, Chitta Passaddhi and Kaya Passaddhi. So Chitta Passaddhi refers to calm of Chitta. What is Kaya Passaddhi? Because everyone keeps saying Passaddhi, but what is Kaya Passaddhi?
it's the calm of Kaya.
And what is Kaya?
Yeah.
Is the Kaya rupas? Is it hair? What is Kaya? Calm of hair or what?
No.
So
No.
Kaya isn't hair. So what is Kaya Passaddhi? What is
But Kaya Passaddhi, Chitta Passaddhi, it's a Cetasika. It's a Cetasika and
Passaddhi is a Chaitasika. So what is Kaya Passaddhi?
Kaya Passaddhi, it is the Sopana Cetasika.
Yes. And what is the difference between Chitta Passaddhi and Kaya Passaddhi?
Chitta Passaddhi.
Two Chaitasikas.
Yeah, Kaya Pasati Chitta.
So when you said to me at the end of the discussion, oh, I just have a quick question, it's not a quick question.
Yeah. But in explanation in Visuddhimagga, we don't, it just explain, yeah, about something else. It's not really
Yes,
explain
but
about Cetasika. Yeah.
if there's no understanding of what Gaia is, whatever we read in the Visuddhimagga will be wrongly understood. That's why people think that it's talking about bodily calm or calm of hairs or all sorts of things. So the Gaia here, there are two kinds of Gaia. Gaia referring to the group of Cetasikas, and the other one is the group of Rupas. So Kaya Basati is always Nama, so there can be calm of Chitta and calm of Cetasikas. So Kaya refers to Cetasikas, not Rupas, not. So it's the group of Cetasikas.
Yeah.
Can I just interpose here with one comment that the usual translations we find for Gaia are twofold. One is body and the other is group.
It's
So,
what?
Group.
Group. Yeah.
Group.
Ah,
Group. So here, group of Cetasikas. And when it's referring to Kaya Anupasati Satipatthana, Kaya Anupasana, what does the Kaya refer to there?
it's the group of
what?
Of Gaia, of
What is Gaia? What does this mean, group of?
it's about what we call Akara 32, right? Akara 32 in the body.
What is the body?
It's mean Gaia.
What is the body in reality?
No, it's the hardness and softness and
Is there any body in reality?
no, nobody.
No body. So when you, what does this mean? Is hair body? Is hair Gaia?
So is Gaia real? This is Gaia real.
This is what I'm asking you. So we've just talked already about the Gaia, which refers to the group of Cetasikas. We've said it refers to group of realities, so it can refer to group of namas, group of Cetasikas. Now we're talking about the Gaia, as in Kayanupasana. If it's the object of Satipatthana, is it real or is it concept?
If you talk about hairs, it's just concept.
Okay, so when we're talking about Gaia, as in Gayanupasana, is it referring to concepts or is it referring to rupas, realities?
It's refer to concept. See?
If it's referring to concepts, why is it given as the object of Satipatthana? Because you said Kayanupasana Satipatthana. How can it be the object of Satipatthana if it's concepts?
Sorry, I mean about Kaya Katasati.
No, we're talking about Kayanupasana.
So if you're talking about Satipatthana Vipassana, it must be have the Paramattha pen is the object.
Right. So what does Gaia refer to?
Gaia refer to the Samatha, I think. Samatha.
We're talking about Kayanupasana Satipatthana. You said it must have reality as object. So how can the Kaya refer to Samatha?
How can Kaya refer to Samatha?
So if we think of Kaya as meaning either group or body, because Kayanupassana Satipatthana is often translated as awareness of the body, which may or may not be a preferable translation to awareness of group. But whichever way you understand that, it's referring to the realities that are taken for the body. Right?
Yeah.
So what would those realities be? You mentioned a couple earlier. You said hardness, right?
Yeah.
Is one, but there are more than one reality that is taken for the body. What are the other realities that are taken for the body?
Hardness, softness.
Yes, anything else?
All rupas. All rupas.
Which ones would appear? Because not all rupas appeared and can be object of awareness and understanding. What are the ones that appear and are taken for the body?
Hot, cold.
Yes.
Yeah. Anything else?
When the body is seen, what reality is appearing?
Colors.
Visible object, yes.
Yes.
Color. Could be smell, could be
Yes.
taste also,
Yeah.
for that matter.
Yeah.
So these are the Gaya. So when we read about Gayanupassana Satipatthana, it has to be the understanding and awareness of rupa that is commonly usually taken for the body, but it's the rupa. Nothing, not samatha, not hair, but the rupas themselves. Okay, I'm going to let Ajahn continue.
If there's no clear understanding of Kaya, can there be the understanding of Kaya Katasati or Kaya Nupassana Satipatthana? That's why we have to understand the meaning of Kaya, because there can be other meaning as well, not just only one meaning. But what is there together? Together is Kaya. Together, Kaya. See, the eye is here, not there. The ear is here, not there. What is there together? Together is Kaya. So when the namas arise together, Citta and Cetasika, it is Namakaya. The reality which is Nama, which arise together. And Rupakaya, whatever is there together, is Kaya. So when we read about Kayanupassana Satipatthana, what is there? In order to understand the meaning of it or the truth of it. So what are there in Kayanupassana Satipatthana? Because you see that Kayanupassana Satipatthana, many words, not just one word, Kaya. That's why we have to understand what is meant word by word. Kaya Nupassana Sati Patthana. So what is Patthana? Otherwise we just talk about the name, the word. So what is Patthana? And Patthana for what? Sati Patthana, not Phassa Patthana, not Vedana Patthana, not Sanya Patthana, but Kaya Nupassana Sati Patthana. If there's no understanding of this, we just think in our own way. So what is the meaning of Patthana? See, it's here or there. If it's not here, it's no use. It cannot be understood as what Buddha realized. But what realized it? So many different moments, not just one moment, developing to be realized stage by stage. So now, if there's no understanding of sati, can there be the understanding of patthana? It's not
Cannot.
feeling patthana or cetana patthana or passapattana. That's why what is sati? In order to understand sati patthana, to be kaya nupassana satipatthana. From understanding the patthana of sati, of kaya, see, not of other thing, but the patthana of sati to understand kaya, anupassana clear until it is vipassana. Not just talk about it, but it's the moment of realize the truth. And what is the right, that which realize right understanding only. Because now there is eyes, there is seeing. Where is the understanding? See, we talk about the eye is here, and we talk about hearing or seeing. It's there now, but what is the truth of it? That's why Dhamma is so very subtle. Nobody can understand it instantly. As much as the whole book about this and that, or many books on Abhidhamma or whatever Buddha taught. That's why each word represents a reality which is right now, unknown. Just heard about it. Remember the word about it. Thinking when it's about the story or what we have heard, whether it's this or that, remember. And just to answer, what about the understanding? That's why patthana, what is it? See, if there is the more considering from the word of the teaching, not by oneself, there can be the understanding right now. What is patthana of sati? But if there's no understanding of sati yet, how can there be the understanding of patthana? Because it is sati patthana. So what is sati? Not just talk about it from the book, remember it, but it's there now. Even it's there now from hearing, considering, it's not clearly known yet. Because it's always I, even I have sati. See, always I. That's why understanding the very great virtues of the Buddha's and knowledge or understanding or realization, each word should be carefully considered because it's right there now. Even how much we talk about it, how much understanding of it, it's only just intellectual understanding, the first level of understanding. As long as it's not satipatthana, the higher understanding, that can be any time, but much more than intellectual understanding. Because intellectual understanding just understand the meaning, the truth of it, but not the reality of it, which is there. So understand what is sati in order to understand satipatthana and kaya and anupassana. So what is sati? Did we talk about it before? The word or the nature or the level of sati. It's just the word heard without understanding That can be the misunderstanding. Drive carefully with sati, otherwise it can be accident. Walk carefully, otherwise you stumble. That is not sati at all. It's just one's own idea about what one heard in life. So who knows that from birth, what is said is not with any understanding at all. And that means that ignorance is there from birth, on and on and on, even at moment of seeing right now. Ignorance is there. We don't have to find out where is ignorance now. No understanding of seeing. And take it for I. See, asava, bhavasava, the being there. So, my being, attachment to that which is in kamasava, because the word kama in Tipitaka means the sensuous object, the five sensuous object. What is seen, what is heard, what is smelled, what is touched, what is taste. See, all in life. Who knows from birth? No understanding of the truth of it. Just take it for something and I. People all the time. How much ignorance, how much attachment, how very little hearing about the teachings of the Buddha. But each would represent very, very subtle, very, very deep reality right now. It's so close, seeing, no understanding of it. How subtle it is. See, if one tries so hard to find seeing, to understand it, how can there be ignorance that can condition such and such way to understand the truth? That's why listening to the teachings of the Buddha with great respect. He said just the same word as we do, Dhamma, and we use the term Dhamma. How much different of understanding, how far apart from very understanding to the highest understanding. That's why study the truth right now to understand it. It's not just the word. Without word it sees, without word it hears, without word it smells, and so on. That's why this is the truth of life. No I, no one. So to be this person is only in this life, short or long, depending on conditions. No more I after death, and before birth, no I at all. And life goes on as long as conditions are there, endlessly. So we talk about dukkha, see, the arising and falling away of what is there now, seeing, hearing, and so on. How much understanding, not the dukkha yet as the ultimate truth. It's not there anymore, even right now. The more considering, the more letting go. There can be that moment anytime by conditions. No one knows at all. Because what is known is only through 6 doorways. But before one of the 6 doorways, many cittas are known from birth. So the 2 moments of one is the birth, the end of this life, and the other is new life, instantly cannot be known at all. No time to fear, because it can be right now. That's why we learn about the temporary death of each reality. What arises falls away, even right now, unknown. That's why in order to have firm confidence of the truth, just begin to understand each word of the Buddha represent what is there as it is. Even Kaya, see, not just take it by the meaning, but Kaya is whatever arises together. No matter how many are there arising together, it's Kaya because it's not just one. So when we talk about Namakaya, it's not that which cannot experience the object, but it is moment of Chitta and Cetasika arising together. And when we talk about Rupakaya, even just the dust is Rupakaya. Who knows? The Buddha enlightened the truth. What is there now so permanent can be broken up into this tiniest particle. But what is that? It's seen, so it's much more than one. Rupakaya. That's why now the body, the whole body, we don't talk about seeing, hearing, smelling. We talk about that which cannot experience here from head to toe. Rupakaya. It cannot experience anything. At moment of touching, it doesn't have any idea that it's touched at all. It cannot experience anything. That's why Buddha taught about how many rupas are there. Not how many roads, how many cars, how many mountains, but how many rupas are there. In truth, arising and falling away by conditions. No one can make it arise at all. This is the way of firm and firmer confidence to gradually let go, unknowingly, like touching the knife handle. Just one touch, it doesn't wear away at all. And who knows the moment when each moment of touching is there, wearing away. So very, very little unknown until it's known, little by little. It's just right now, hearing about the teachings, no expectation to just try very hard to go somewhere to understand it. Ignorance is there at moment of thinking about it. An attachment, condition, the idea to go somewhere to understand it. But the real understanding can understand whatever is there right now. No move yet. See, that's why understanding Dhamma, the one who sees Dhamma, sees me, the Buddha. These are the words of the Buddha, so very, very subtle. Is it true? The rupa all over the body. So there can be the understanding of what is there in life, little by little. Are you hungry? Body? Or that which feel unpleasant at all at that moment? See, each reality can be studied, not just to hear, but to consider the truth that it's so subtle, each word. If we think that it's easy, 3 roots, 6 roots, it's not enough at all. That's why when there is more understanding, it let go at that very moment. No need to try to let go anywhere. Without understanding, no matter one goes there, it's not letting go because of no understanding. So this is the path Buddha had developed years and years ago, more than the others, to become enlightened the truth. Ultimately, no one can compare them. Is that right? Understanding seeing is not experiencing seeing. Is there now? No understanding, but understand that it sees, see? But what is it is not known yet. So it's I see. Even when one say I see, it's not I, but I see. moment of saying, it's not I. How deep it is. That's why the truth of each moment of hearing the teaching is just to have confidence of the truth. And why what Buddha realized is not right now for us to realize. Not enough understanding. Even seeing right now is not me, it's not anyone, it's just a conditioned reality arising and falling away. It's heard, it's understood, but it's not directly experienced. Not the second and the third stage yet. That's why even the first stage has to be very careful considering, not just remembering and trying to answer, but to understand the truth of what is there now. That's why what is the first vipassana jhana? Realizing the nature of that which experiences, careful considering. It now experiences, but at moment when it's there appearing, much difference. Nothing is there at all. Because even right now, at moment of touching, only hardness is there, not any reality at all. But it's not known yet until sati, see, the reality which is aware of wholesomeness, different on degrees and conditions for its arising. So now, learn about there is a reality which is not citta. It's different from citta, but it arises with citta. At that moment, it's namakaya, not just one reality. So sati cannot arise alone, but at moment when it is aware, at that moment, not the other cetasikas function at all. Without it, it is akusala. Beginning to understand the truth in life, little by little, having more confidence of Dhamma, Anatta, because Buddha said all Dhammas are Anatta. That's why now it's only the words about all Dhammas, but not the understanding a little more of a Dhamma, even seeing. Or the question is asked, thinking about the word, it's not the understanding of the truth. That can be the answer instantly. The one who sees me, the one who sees Dhamma, sees me. How much getting closer to the virtues of the Buddha by understanding word by word of the truth. So we live in darkness or light, in truth. The truth can be considered. It cannot be changed. The truth has to be the truth, always true, ultimate truth. So now, in truth, we are living in darkness or light. Without understanding the truth, no answer. But when there is the understanding the truth, instant answer. Because the truth is the truth. So now, are we living in darkness or light? See, but if you ask the other people, it's not dark yet. But in truth, the understanding is quite different from ignorance. So this moment is light, we are in the light, ignorance is there. Is that right? How many roots?
darkness with just brief moments of light when there are moments of understanding, or the other meaning, we can say living in darkness, except when visible object appears, then it's light for those moments, two meanings. So back to body and hair and Gaya. So we're talking about Rupa Gaya. We're talking about the Rupas always arise together in a group, minimum 8 Rupas, but only one appears at a time. So when we're talking about the body, we're talking about hardness or heat or visible object, all these different Rupas that are taken for the body, and one at a time may appear. So why are there references to hair and skeleton and parts of the body like nails and so on? Because there cannot be understanding of reality all the time. And there can be moments of calmness when reflecting that this body that we dress up every day and the hair we brush every day and the nails we groom are actually all foul. Like when the hair falls out or the nail is chipped and broken on the table, it's clear that it's foul, but actually all these rupas of the body are foul that are taken for hair and nails. So whilst reflecting about the hair and the other parts of the body, while reflecting wisely, it can be a condition for calm. But when we're talking about development of Satipatthana, it is the understanding of a reality, the rupa that's taken for a body, or there can be understanding then and there about the chitta that is reflecting with calm. There can be understanding of calm at that moment, or understanding of chitta, no rule, no order at all. If people think that there should be awareness of the rupas taken for the body first and then Vedana, completely wrong. So it depends on conditions now, whether there's understanding of rupa or understanding of chitta or understanding of calm or understanding of lobha, by conditions, not by selection or wish or making any order. So even whilst talking about the Rupa Kaya, the rupas taken for the body, for those who have accumulations to reflect about the foulness of the hair or the skeleton, that this is what life will come to, just a skeleton. Even those moments of reflecting about skeletons or hair, there can be right understanding of the calm, of the reality, of the rupa that's so foul, all by conditions, all anatta, and all about now. If there's the idea that now I should think of my hair or think of a skeleton, completely wrong. So one can see that just a simple sutta, what people think is simple, like the Mahasatipatthana Sutta, even just 1 or 2 lines has to be considered carefully. As Ajahn said, what is sati, what is patthana, what is gaya, what is anu, what is pasati. Each point needs to be considered. Otherwise we just say, oh, can you give me a different definition of this or this? But it's not enough. And what the phone says by translation won't help at all.
And in the Satipatthana Sutta, which we're talking about, there are 4 anusatis, right? Gaya is the first. The others being Vedana, Chitta,
Dhamma,
and Dhamma. So could you think of why Gaya might be one of the 4? Because what these 4 sections are describing are what can be object of Satipatthana, right? What can be the object of the development of awareness and understanding? And can we think of a reason why Kaya, body, or group of rupas that are taken for body, we'll just say body for short, understand it to mean the rupas, would be a separate section of the four, one of the four.
That was a question for you. And I just remind Jay, we've got 5 minutes.
Because you asked me?
Yes. Because you were good enough to ask the question, so I should give you a chance to answer this question.
Because Kaya, Rupa the sati can experience as well. Experience the Rupa.
Would have just been Rupanupassana Satipatthana, but it's not that, is it? Kayanupassana doesn't mean exactly the same as Rupanupassana would mean. Are rupas, all rupas, an object of? Yes, they come in the Dhamma section, right? Because under Dhammanupassana includes all Dhammas, including the 5 khandhas. But Kayanupassana as a separate section.
Because sati can awareness. The realities.
Any other reason? Yeah. No. It means particular attention our attention has been drawn particularly to those rupas that are taken for the body. Why would it be necessary for that? Why would the Buddha think it was useful to draw our attention to those particular rupas and not all rupas?
Because it's reality, yeah.
And there's a lot of clinging to those particular rupas. So much clinging, whether they're our own or those of the dear ones.
So many realities, visual objects, sounds, but what are the rupas we find so important and mind so much and have so much clinging to?
Thank you for your explanation more. Yeah. Anyone have questions?
I think we can continue in Phung Tao.
Thank you, Achan and John and Sarah. So we will